So welcome to Dr. Vipin's Biotech and Mathematics YouTube channel. In this lecture, we will learn the utility of set or a string editor. To show how set is used, I make some intentional mistakes in this file. Mistakes will be corrected in live demonstration. The intention is to show you how to use set to correct the errors, and we will see how these can be corrected. Once corrected, the file will be a red file. If you like this lecture, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's go together. Thanks, Vipin. This file was written command line in Nano Editor. Let's say you also want to delete all empty lines from your file. So that can be done with set again. So set can not only edit the file, it can also delete lines from the file. So first what you're doing is we're deleting all the empty lines in the file. Then we open with apostrophe, give the pattern that is carry and dollar. So the carry is used to normally signify the beginning of the line. Dollar is used to signify the end of the line. Next, you say D for delete, close the pattern and give the file name sad1.txt. And you press enter here. And now if you see, all the blank lines are lost. So here you are, you can now add the -i switch. So -i, so that we can overwrite into the file and have a file that does not have any blank lines. So you press enter now. So now we'll have a look at the file again. Before that, we clear the screen. So you say clear, and here you are, you say more sad1.txt, right? Here you are, all the blank lines are gone. So let's have a recap of what we have done till now. And let me go back to the PowerPoint again. So here we are for replacing the first occurrence of the word in the file. This is the pattern. You can start with sed, open the apostrophe, use the S for substitute, and then you give the pattern in the first set of slashes, and then you give the replacement of the word that you want it to be replaced with in the second slash here. Then you close your slash, you close your apostrophe, and you give the file name. And if you want to write it into the file name, you also use the -i switch, right? So this will substitute the first occurrence of pattern with replacement in a file. Then if you want to substitute the second occurrence of the pattern in a line, then you can use this additional switch, which is the same command. The last slash will be followed by 2, which means substitute the second occurrence of pattern with replacement in the line, right? Then if you want to substitute the pattern with replacement across the file, then you can use the global switch again after the last slash. So this syntax, where you use a global switch, apart from the regular statement, will substitute all occurrence of pattern with replacement in a file. Then if you want to write it out to a new file, again, this is simple. Instead of giving a -i switch, you can just give the greater than sign and also the new file name into which you want to write the corrected version. And then if you want to match the pattern in a specific line number and correct its first occurrence, so that can also be done. So you can say sed and then open the apostrophe, mention the line number. That is, let's say in this case, it is third line number. And then you're substituting pattern for replacement in the file name that you mentioned here. And if you mention -i switch along with it, then the file will be automatically rewritten. Set can also be used to delete lines. And in this example, we're deleting only the empty lines, the lines that do not have any content. For deleting a line, the flag is D. So you can use D flag to delete a line. And in this case, we're deleting only the blank lines. So the syntax for deleting the blank lines is sed -i. You open your apostrophe and then you open your backward slashes. Within the backward slashes, you give a pattern carry followed by dollar. And then, of course, you close the pattern and next to it, you write D, right? And then you close your apostrophe and give the file name where you want to do this. All empty lines will be deleted. If you want to write it to the file again and with the same file name, you can use your -i switch. You could also delete specific lines by giving a unique identifier to the line. For example, here, now that the file does not have any mistakes, we can delete this line. To show how set is used, I make intentional mistakes in this file. So we would like to remove this line here. So we can say sed, and then you open with apostrophe, you give the pattern here. Let's say I use the word intentional. and you say D for delete. You close the apostrophe here, and you mention the file name, which is z1.txt, and we're still not writing to the file. We'll use the -I switch once we confirm that that is the only thing that is getting deleted, right? Remember, a good practice would always be to first watch on terminal, and if everything goes fine on terminal, you can write it onto the file. So therefore, you watch it on the terminal first, you press enter, and here you are. So now if you see, you've lost this line. To show how Z is used, so this is the third line. So you say, welcome to Dr. Vipin's Biotech and Mathematics YouTube channel. In this lecture, we'll learn the utility of Z or string editor. The intention is to show how to use Z to correct the errors. This line is lost, right? If you see here, this line is lost. Line number 3 is lost, right? So you could delete your empty lines. You could also delete your lines that contain certain messages by using a unique tag for that line. Then you might also want to look for specific lines in the file. So let's say you have a huge file and you want to look for very specific lines. You can again have a look at those lines by using set command and the P flag, which is basically to print. So let's use this and see how it works out. So let's say you want to check for a line that contains the word nano in your file. -N. And you close your apostrophe here, and you give your file name. This is basically your z1.txt. Press enter. So now you have the line that contains this keyword nano, and that is the only line that is getting printed. So you say this file was written command line in nano editor, right? So you could specifically pull out more lines that contain this keyword. So let's now use a word that has been used more than once in multiple lines, so that we can print out more lines. So let's say we want to print out the lines that contain the word corrected, corrected, right? And you press enter here. So here you are. There are 3 lines where we've used the word corrected. So one is here to show how Z is used. I make some intentional mistakes in this file. Mistakes will be corrected in live, and we will see how these can be corrected. Once corrected, the files will be read fine, right? So those of you who are wondering that we've already deleted this line, so remember, we've not used the -I switch. So if you go back to the command here, we used. So let's do that also and see how it works out. So let's do the command again here. So let me take you back right here. And I say -I. Remember, when you use -I, you are actually overwriting your file. So here you are deleting the file that contains intentional word, which means you're deleting this line here, right? So you press enter, and then again you use the second command where you're looking for corrected now. So you go to corrected, and now you print all lines that contain corrected. So this time it should give you only these 2 lines and not the first line. So you press enter again, and now you see you get only 2 lines of the corrected keyword, right? So this is how you can specifically search for lines in a file that contain a specific keyword. So this one here is a case-sensitive search. If you want to make it case-insensitive, you could use an additional flag here, that is capital IP. So, and any line that contains corrected with capital letters or corrected with small letters will be printed now. So you can enter here and you can search again. Although in this case, it will not make too much of a difference, and we'll come back to it and we'll do it again. Let's have a look. So you press enter again, you still get the 2 lines that where corrected appeared. So let's now also convert the entire file into uppercase. So you can say set again, open the apostrophe, substitute. Then in the pattern box, you say with rectangular brackets A to Z, right? And then you close the pattern. And then in the substitution panel, you write /U for upper and or ampersand. To close this, and then you say the global search. Globally means across the file, you need to convert all lowercase to uppercase. And then you close this here and you give the file name, in this case, sed1.txt, right? And you press enter. Here you are, you get the entire file in your capital letters. So welcome to Dr. Vipin's Biotech and Bioinformatics YouTube channel and blah, 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 right? And yes, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, right? Let's grow together, which is the main motto of the channel, right? So let's say you want to add lines to your file, right? So you could also do an append using sed. So let me clear this out first. Now let's say you want to append a line to your file. So let's say you want to append after the third line. So again, you say sed, then you give the line number where you want to append. Let's say you want to append after the third line. And then you want to append, so you use the switch 3A. So you're going to append after the third line. And then you could give whatever you want to append here. So let's say sed is very versatile. So we say sed is very versatile, right? And then you end this here by closing the apostrophe. And then you give the file name, which is sed1.txt. And we are still not giving the -i switch, so it will come on the terminal. And it is always a good practice to check first on the terminal, then write to the file. So you press enter. And here you are. Sed is very versatile. It has come after the third line, right? So let's also write it out to the file finally. So you can use the -i switch. -i, right? And press enter again. And now you can have a look at the file. Before that, we clear the screen, EAR, and then you have more, and you say sed1.txt, right? Here you are. And now let's say you want to remove these lines, and we will see how these can be corrected. And once corrected, the file will read fine. So these are your line numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So we want to remove line numbers 5 to 6. So sed 5, 6, D. And you give sed1.txt. Enter. So you see, in between, line numbers 5 and 6 are deleted. And you could specify, let's say, from line 5 to 15. So 5, 15, D will delete everything from line 5 to line 50, right? Then finally, if you want to remove the last line of the file, so that can also be done. You can simply say again, sed, right? Open the apostrophe, then you say $G, right? So dollar is referring to the last line, and D means delete. And simply you write the file name. So this is your verb. So this is the file name here, sed1.txt. And you press enter. Last line, that is, this file was written in command line and nano editor is gone now, right? Last line is deleted, right? So delete can be used in many ways. It could be used to delete a specific line, a set of lines, the last line, or you could also have a pattern every third line, and so on and so forth, right? So this is how sed can be used. There is a lot more to sed than what I've shown you here. You could use it in a lot more different ways. This is just an introduction, and depending on what is your requirement, you can just search on the net, and you should be able to use sed in very innovative ways for your programs, right? Thank you very much. We stop here. And yes, please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And please do comment on the YouTube website itself, right? So that would help me gain some traction. And also the channel is doing fine. We already have close to 18,000 views now. So thanks to your support and your encouragement, I'll keep bringing you more utility videos like this as we move along. Education should not have any borders. So I would like to especially thank students from Pakistan who are now beginning to watch my videos. Thank you very much.